Hi guys, welcome back to Scott Free Canada. I am Scott and I am on a path, a mission to legally establish ownership, control, and title of my public accounts with the Government of Canada Corporation. And I promise to you to divulge all the communication that I have with various organizations to show you the lessons learned throughout my journey. Today we're going to talk about contracts. No contracts when a bully, because that's what the government is a bully. When a bully at the school playground threatens you and says, "I want your lunch money tomorrow. You better bring it." You can do four things. You can say yes, and you better bring that money. You can say nothing. That's called tacit agreement. You better bring that money. You can say no, and he's probably going to knock you out. Or you can say, yeah, but I'm going to bring my big brother with me tomorrow. So, yeah, but is how we want to communicate with government bodies. If they send us a letter, an offer to contract, such as an automatic speeding ticket notice, we want to say, yeah, but we want to say, yeah, okay, I agree to pay if you agree with these other terms that I have, conditional acceptance, okay? So the basic principles behind all communication are the following, okay? I am an angel, they're a corporation. They put my money, or my mother, not my money, my mom put my name inside their corporation and they created a public account for me. And therefore they think that I need to comply with their rules. But I'm an angel. I was born under God, not under a corporation. So that name that they created, I'm the boss of that. That's my name. That's my entity inside their corporation. Okay. So if they're saying that I'm working for them in that capacity, then I'm the boss. I make the rules. All right. And they don't have a contract with me. I never signed anything. There is no agreement, no valid, lawful agreement that exists that I signed that I agreed to all of their thousands of statutes and laws. Okay. Um, Another thing is, I don't work for free. If they want me to do something for their corporations, they're going to have to pay, and I charge a lot because I don't like working for them. All right. So, with the power of those things, I'm the boss, I'm an angel. Uh, uh, I don't work for free. And the power of conditional acceptance, this is the thought process behind the communication with them. So this morning I got a little something in the mail. Take a look. Speeding tickets are coming from. Oh, look at that. All right, guys, let's go over this speeding infringement ticket that I just got. Okay, so we'll see here. This is an automated speeding enforcement system offense notice. Okay, so it's a notice. Good. So it's a notice of an offer to contract. That's what's not written here. It's from the Ontario Court of Justice, and there's some Provincial Offences Act. Okay, this is a rule and regulation inside their corporation. And it's to me, and there's my name in all caps. That's the name they have inside their corporation. That's not me. I'm an angel, obviously. All right, so I'm the owner. There's my plate number on this date, on this street, in this city. I was driving 57 in a 40. So if we just look over the picture for a second here. So this is a place near my mom. This is where I get all my automated speeding tickets. I think I've got 5 now. Yeah, it's posted 40. Yeah, I was driving 57. This is kilometers per hour. So I've been driving approximately that speed on that road for the entirety of my life. You can see there's no one around, and it's not even a community area. It's not a residential, it's a 6-lane highway here that's 40 kilometers an hour, and it's basically a speed trap for them to collect these tickets, and it's all automated, so they're getting tons of these out all the time. Uh, it's kind of ironic. Just down the street, when the community area ends after the camera, there's a homeless shelter where there's people, walking onto the street and, asking for money and whatnot. And that's where it should really be enforced. And that's where it's dangerous that somebody gets hit. But no, they do it ahead of that. This is just at a bridge coming out of just after a bridge coming out of the province of Quebec. So they're catching a lot of people in the morning and the evening, coming to and from another province. Okay, so another thing to point out here is that, this officer believes and certifies that the offense has been committed. And you get the signature, so I don't know what that is there. And you do get a number, but you get no name. There's no name associated with this officer. Yeah, and I got to pay $110, it says. So we'll see about that. So the next page gives me options. As you can see, I put a big strike through here. I will show you the next page here, just 1 second. There we go. Oh, that's somehow the same one. There we go. Let me just get that full screen for you. All right. I just want to point out on here, whatever their options are to pay, etc. Those are the options for, agreeing to their contract. So I'm not doing none of that. So I've stricken it through. Rescission here says separate things. So separate from that contract, from their offer, there's a rescission. Here's the date, and here's my name as per my proxy into their government estate. So just to go over that quickly, this is my first and middle name, separated by hyphen, because those are the same things. That's my given name. That's my God-given name, all right? And that's separated with a colon because a different part of that name is the last name. There's my last name. And then there's a comma because in addition, but complete with all of this, I am the beneficiary within their system. So that's basically the trick they've played. I'm going to be making a video on that, on how they've made us not the beneficiary, but the trustees in their system, and they're the beneficiary. But we're going to flip that. All right, guys, a little bit of background on these speeding tickets. I've got 4 or 5 of them. 2 tickets ago, I wrote to the top of the organization that's sending me these tickets, and I let them know that starting the following month, I'm going to start charging them a processing fee if they send me these automated tickets again. So this one was sent on May 28th, a few days ago. So it's not within the time that I contracted to start charging that amount. So, but this is with this ticket, it's my final notice that they're going to have to start paying the $500 processing fee. And I did that to test out lien mechanisms and establish these contracts. And I believe I have a valid claim. And so we'll look at that moving forward with my next ticket. It'll take me a little bit to learn all that, but I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop. So let's take a look at this ticket, this letter that I'm going to be sending back to them. All right, just a second. Okay, so I'm going to break this up in sections. So the first section is just who it's to. So this guy, he's the acting Attorney General, Minister of the Attorney General Office, and there's his address there. And I also specify that it's the government of the province of Ontario corporation, and I give them their DUNS number to show that it's a corporation, and I know that they're a corporation, and there's no valid contract that I have with that corporation. So on the right side, I've got my name. Let's take a look at that, though, closely, because, again, Scott Arthur, that's my given name. Separated by a colon, that's my family name, Cameron, and then it's my title in their system, for which I am the beneficiary. So this is my private angelic position. So that's where I'm writing from. So that's why there's a private to public notice. So I'm just letting them know this is a conditional acceptance, And let's see what it says under that. All right, yes, notice to agent is notice to principal. Principal goes up the chain. So they're all aware of this letter. They can't say, well, you know, someone in a lower office got it and we never got it. All right. Notice to principal is notice to agent, so that goes in the opposite direction as well. Applicable to all successors and assigned. So if the government changes, the roles change, the people acting in those positions change, it's still applicable. All right. Okay, let's go look at the next section. So without prejudice. So that statement is important because it states that I am not to be held liable for anything I say in here that's incorrect or any mistakes I make. So without prejudice, okay? So I refer to the offense number, then I talk to this guy and tell him he's an acting attorney general for the corporation. And I talk about how my person, the person that's being addressed in the letter, that person, remember a person is a corporation, it received this automated speed enforcement. So the claim is invalid because I was not driving under a license or jurisdiction of your organization. I was driving as my private self, my angelic being, right? And if I were actually driving as an agent of their organization, well, they can check out my fee schedule where it shows that I charge $50,000 an hour with a minimum of 1 hour for acting in any role for the government of Canada or any of its, daughter corporations. All right. Now, this is his third and final notice. Okay. A lot of the three is a magical thing when you're giving someone notice. So if someone's attacking you or coming up on your face, you tell them to get back. You tell them again, get back. You say, last chance, get back. After that, no worries. You can do anything you want. You gave them 3 warnings and they did not adhere to your warnings. So you're allowed to go ahead. Well, again, none of this is legal advice, whether you're allowed to do something, but depending on the situation, right? So 3 is a magical number, and this is his third. I'm glad I got this ticket because it's third and final notice. And this, again, this was May 28th. So starting June 1st, I'm going to be charging him $500 per ticket. All right. Now the last part here, I'm saying that you don't have to pay the 500, but I'm going to include an invoice so that as a courtesy, it would, because I did have to do the work to write this letter and process it and send it back to them. So as a courtesy, I would appreciate that they paid that. All right. Now next, let's take a look at the fee schedule that I wrote up, which I'll have to redact a little bit. Let me just find it here. Fee schedule. There we go. Okay. So this is just something I wrote up a while ago. I do want to change it, but you can see on this line, and again, there's a reference to my public account. My private mailing address is there with my private angelic name. And let's see what I say. So again, without prejudice. So the following table lists the rates that Scott Arthur Cameron, beneficiary, charges for various services, activities, scenarios, and situations. Scott Arthur Cameron is the authorized agent and CEO of Public Trust Scott Cameron Scott. So that's important that you're the authorized agent, the authorized interpreter, the authorized proxy to that public estate. So that establishes that you're authorized to speak on behalf of the corporate entity that's inside their system. All right. So the first line there, that's government agent officer. Activities performed as agent or officer of a governmental entity, I charge $50,000 an hour. Cha-ching! And I'd be happy if they did go ahead and pay me the $50,000 an hour for acting as an agent or officer of this government body. All right. Notice also down here, it says unlawful detainment, that's $500,000 a day. So if they, lock me up for some reason, and I don't plan to get in trouble in that way because I'm establishing everything, all my communication legally, lawfully. But, you know, in the case that I am unlawfully detained because that bully's going to try and strong arm me, then there's my fee schedule and they'll have that on record. All right, next thing, let's jump to the invoice. All right. So again, Scott Arthur Cameron, beneficiary. Here's my invoice. I'm doing business as that public entity, and I'm referencing it through my social insurance number. I reference the ticket because this is a unique invoice specific for that ticket, and it's to that dude, Doug Downey, and the charge is $500 for an administration fee. There's no tax associated with it. You can see at the bottom here it says, I do not collect taxes. Taxes can be paid directly if you feel that they're required. But I learned that from a book I read called Tea Party for Two, I believe it was called. Anyways, and he fought the GST or HST, and he doesn't charge his clients for any of those taxes. But he does put that in his receipts that if they feel they want to pay taxes, they can go ahead and do so. All right, guys, that's going to end the video today. Just to summarize, my response is a conditional acceptance of their contract, even though I kind of deny it. But regardless, the basic principles: I'm an angel, you're an angel, they're a corporation. They created an entity in their corporation, but that's my name. I'm the boss of that. So you'll see in the documents, I've got CEO written everywhere in front of that all caps name. Okay, I don't have a contract with them. There's nothing that states that I have to, behave or act under their rules and regulations. And if I do, well, I don't work for free. I charge a lot of money. Okay, so that's the conditional acceptance for automated speeding ticket. One thing I also wanted to notice is I do write without prejudice. That needs to go at the top of the document because that pertains to everything thereafter. All right, I hope you enjoyed the... Oh man, I forgot to mention the whole result of this thing. So this letter, the invoice, and the fee schedule I send to his office, as well as the redacted ticket. And I send that via registered post, which is really important because all these letters, right, they're all notices, and then as soon as you submit it to Canada Post, it becomes received on the day you submit it to Canada Post. If there's a notice with a timeline, then that matters. And all these tickets are officially submitted to the government, or all these letters are, so that I can build a case against them in the event that with the next ticket, if they don't pay me my $500, then I'm going to file a lien against their department. I've never done that, so it'll take me a little bit of time to learn that and do it, but probably there'll be another video coming up later on that subject. Stay free, my friends.
But they'll never take our freedom!